Yeah, hello and welcome to my today's review and hands-on of the Lilliput 5D-II OP field monitor. As always, a few points first, before I show you the device in detail. Point one is, as always, my English isn't perfect, so don't nail me down on that. And the second point is that I want to mention that first I will show you the functionality of the device, the menu structure, and also a few pictures of it attached to a Sony 580 body. By the way, thanks to a friend for that he borrowed me the body again for this review. And within the second part I will show you the device in detail, and will show you the ports at the back, the accessories a little bit, and so on, and also the boxing a little bit maybe. Yeah, so okay, let's begin with the functionality, or let's begin with the first part. A few specs first before I show you the device directly. The resolution is very high for a 7-inch screen. It has a resolution of 1024 by 600 and is compatible up to 1080p sources. And it's also not a problem. It's also compatible to 1080i, to 720i, to 480p. So there's no problem at all to connect a DSLR body or other HDMI source to this device. It has also a very wide range of input voltage, 6.5 to up to 24 volts. So you can also attach it, for example, directly to a Sony V-mount battery. You can attach it to a Sony NPF battery, which is quite cheap. There are also plenty of battery back plates available. I will show you later within the second part of this video. But I will activate the 580 now so you can see a picture. As you can see here, this is the picture of the 580 with the live sensor. I can also show it with the sensor directly so you have a better resolution. As you can see, it's very easy to see where the focus is actually. As you can see, I have placed a stone here and the LAN port FF1 at the back, so I have a few objects to focus to. But let's begin with the focusing itself. Because normally you buy such a monitor to have a better equipment to focus with. As you can see clearly, it's now actually focused to the stone, and now I will try to focus on the go to the LAN port. As you can see, it's very easy to see, especially because the resolution is quite high, and the 580 is also outputting a 1080i 50 Hz picture. As you can see, stone, LAN port, stone, LAN port. And so it's already quite easy to focus with, but it's even better, for example, especially if you have a 5D-II or such a Sony, you always have this cropped image, as you can see here, because you have a 4:3 output image, I think. And here the nice functionality here is that you can enable, for example, for the 5D-II, for your 5D Mark II, this button here. I'm not activating it now because the aspect ratio isn't right for this camera. But with this mode, for example, it's possible to shoot without the LCD flickering, because it's always waiting for the signal of the 5D Mark II. And although the 5D Mark II is only outputting, I think, a 480p signal, it's also very nice and easy to focus with, because I tested also this monitor with the 5D Mark II. So I know, or I can say that it's very nice also with a 5D Mark II. Oh, sorry. Let's get to the functionality of the monitor itself. As you can see here, we have the all buttons which are normally lit, it now switch back to the standard live view screen. But let's begin with the menu structure, or with the left buttons here first. As you can see, you can adjust the brightness with these buttons. And the brightness is very nice because already with 50, 60 or 70 points of 100, you get a very nice brightness, which is, especially with the included sun hood, enough to shoot the most outdoor within the most outdoor situations. And if you're really in bright light, you can put it up to 100, and yeah, it's very it has a very nice brightness. By the way, the brightness is specified around 250 candela per square meter. I don't know if there are much brighter screens out there which are at this price range available, especially. Yeah, okay, but let's begin with the additional features. As you can see here, you have the brightness. But wait a little bit. Okay, with the menu button you can then get to the sharpness, for example. Sharpness. For example, if you only have a 480p signal, it's maybe nice to add a little bit of sharpness. And it's possible to change the contrast, the saturation, and also the volume of the internal speaker, which is here, and also of the headphone jack. And this is also very nice because with the headphone jack you have the option to live monitor the audio if your body is feeding it over the HDMI while recording. VGH2 isn't feeding the live audio, which is quite annoying. But if you have a body which is offer this functionality, it's very nice. And it's also very nice if you want to listen to your audio after your record, for example. Yeah, this was the basic functionality of these two buttons in this screen. Now let's get to the menu. As you can see here, you can change the color temperature as you like. You can calibrate it a little bit. Although I have to say that the calibration of this monitor isn't the easiest one, or let's say it's not that easy to calibrate it. So if you want to have the best colors, yeah, I think a more expensive monitor is the better option. As you can see, the menu structure is closing quite fast. With jack field, with the jack field you can check all colors. Yeah, it's maybe interesting if you want to, for example, the monochrome picture, or if you want to check one color, red, green, blue. Then the next point is the aspect ratio. Here you can change between full screen 4:3, 16:9. Yeah, but normally it always spans and extends the picture to the to this full screen. The next is the pixel-to-pixel function, which I show you within a few seconds. The camera function is for the 5D Mark II. Horizontal vertical delay is if you have an offset within your connection between the body and the 5D Mark II. And underscan, you, for example, if the picture is a little bit cut off, you can enable the underscan. By the way, here you can extend the time, how long the menu is showing. I hope now I have a little bit more time to show you the menu. Yeah, okay, I will show you this first, of the first point menu. As you can see here, here is the pixel-to-pixel function I mentioned within the menu. With this function, it's very nice to have because you have really a one-to-one pixel crop of your image. And with this crop, for example, especially if you have an object in the middle, you can focus much easier also without the peaking function. Although here you can see it's, I think, not possible to move this pixel crop part, which is sometimes possible with Marshall monitors or with small HD monitors and so on. And so it's maybe very nice to have, but maybe not that useful within every scene. Yeah, you can deactivate it by pressing again. And as you can see, you always have the indicator here for that you know that this function is actually enabled, because you can also combine functions, and so it's maybe important to know which function is actually enabled. Yeah, the next one was the camera. Yeah, the camera I won't show you as said before, because it's only for the 5D Mark II and it's not that good working with the 580. The horizontal vertical delay isn't very important to show, and also the underscan isn't very important, I think. So let's get to the next menu points. The center marker, which is also quite nice to have, because normally, yeah, now it enabled it. You have now a cross where you can see really the center of the image, but it's maybe not that important, as you can see here, for example, with the 580. If you don't have a 16:9 output from your body to the 5D-II OP, you don't have the center of the image you get of your body centered with this cross here. So I don't know if it's that useful every time. I deactivate it now again. And with screen markers, yeah, here you can crop or let's say input screen markers at the around the image, as I can show you. I hope. Oh, wait, I think I have to. Okay. I'm not sure how to enable it now. Sorry, but it's only such limitation lines around the image. So you have, for example, yeah, an indicator where you crop after in post processing, and yeah, it's maybe useful. But I'm, for example, not using it because, yeah, why should I? So here you can change the languages. Here you can change the input format OSD time. For example, if you want to show it only 5 seconds, if you want to show it 10 seconds. So as you saw, I put it now to 10 seconds, so I have a little bit more time to show you the menu. But 5 seconds is also very nice because you change something and then a few seconds later it's gone. Freeze input is also very nice because you can, for example, make a shot and freeze the image, and for example the person you shot can come to the back and see, hey, how am I looking at on the picture and how's the lighting and so on. So maybe it's useful. The image flip is also very nice because you can flip the whole image if you like. Hold on. If you want to mount it, for example, at the sides, because here is the screw here, and on the right is also a 1/4 inch screw, I think, yeah, 1/4 inch. So you can mount it as you like. On the top there is no screw, but yeah, at least with these 3 points, you have at least the option to mount it on these 3 points. Peaking, yeah, here you can change the peaking from color to mono, but I recommend to put it on mono because I will show you in a few seconds. With the red focus peaking, you normally need a black a grayscale image because it's much easier to see where your focus is actually. And what's the last function here? Okay, you can set it to default and ISP. Okay. Okay, yeah. Here you can upgrade your 5D-II or so with the USB port, but I'm not sure if it's possible to upgrade your 5D-II OP by yourself. I think it's only possible if you send it to the manufacturer or to the dealer, and the dealer is sending it back to Lilliput or so. Okay, I think we 5D-II. Oh, sorry, we 580 just got into sleep mode. Okay, now I will show you the functions of the second menu. Okay. I don't know why he's not getting the signal actually. Maybe because I tried to upgrade the firmware. I'm not sure about this. I will restart it. Yeah, now you can see how it restarts. It only takes a few seconds, and yeah, it's always automatically adjusting the aspect ratio. As you can see, it's 1080i at 50 Hz from the 580 body, and it's already scaled to the right size, which is quite nice. So, okay. We had the peaking with pixel to pixel. I showed you already. Wait. Oh, okay. The third menu, and the image flip isn't that important, I think, to show. With peaking, I left the peaking at mono actually, and now I can show you. I've put this 4 buttons. You can adjust as you like. I've adjusted at F1. I will show you within a few seconds or minutes. I've adjusted this to peaking. I think this is false color. This is the zebras, which is also quite nice because you can see the 2 bright areas of your image. And at F4 I have the zoom function, which is very, very nice, but I will show you first the peaking. So, as you can see here, I activated now the peaking. It's the classical red peaking, but the first problem is with the peaking a little bit that, as you can see, the whole menu is also red because the edges have a very high contrast, and so the peaking function is always highlighting this areas or this informations. So I will remove this now with the 580 a little bit. So as you can see now, this is the first problem, or let's say the second small problem after the feature of the pixel to pixel feature, which wasn't movable. As you can see here, I put this stone especially here because it don't has that much contrast differences, and so as you can see here, it's not possible to see any red edges because this is the classical standard focus peaking, and it's also not possible to change the color, to change the intensity, and this is quite annoying because nearly every very small Marshall, the smallest small HD, the smallest LCD of other quality firms, which are maybe a little bit more expensive, but yeah, they have at least the option to change the color, to change and to change the intensity. Because if you change the intensity, you maybe get at least a few points here, so you can see that your focus is actually here. So it's not the best peaking if you are mostly shooting scenes with very low contrast. I now will readjust the focus, and as you can see here at the back, at the LAN port, it's possible and visible because you have more contrast differences. And as you can see, it's very visible and very nice to see. But for example, if you had at least 2 or 3 intensity steppings, and you maybe the intensity would have been nicer if you have it, for example, 1 step higher, because as you can see here, you need the monochrome function because otherwise you maybe won't see this small red peaking areas, and so yeah, the color function with peaking included is not very useful. As you can see, again, no peaking here at the stone. No peaking areas, red areas. But I have to say, for this price point, it's a very nice function and it's also working quite well. Yeah, but as said, no color changing possible and no intensity changing possible. And especially if you saw, for example, the small HD, DP4, DP6 or so, with their very nice new Focus Assist Plus, or how they call it, yeah, it's not comparable because with small HD it's that much easier to focus, and yeah, you can even see the focus on clothes, for example, which isn't possible with this one because, as said, as you saw already on the stone, objects with very low contrast differences aren't peaked out, or how I should call it. So okay, I will disable it now. Now I will show you the second feature first before I go to the menu again. The second one is the peaking, the false color feature, which is maybe quite nice if you like it or so. But normally I don't use it because yeah, you are losing the normal standard colors, and the problem is also that you need a color bar at the side or so, which is sometimes included, especially with the newest of 5.6 inch Marshall, for example. So you can see where you're, at least this side, for example, where you can see this color is the best, or this color range is the best. And here you need to use it many times to know which colors are really a problem within the scene, for example. It's maybe useful if you want to check it before you shoot, but while you shoot, yeah, I think it's not that important. I think there's the peaking more important and the high resolution screen. On the third button, I have the exposure zebras function. As you can see here, the overexposed areas are now showed with a zebra. Here isn't that much overexposed because I adjusted it. But as you can see here, for example, also the menus and we all too bright shown areas like this histogram here, for example, are also shown as overexposed because they are really clear white. And so yeah, I think this is much more useful than we here you also have a zebra, for example. It's much more useful, for example, than the false color feature, because here you have your classical picture. You can check is everything okay, and you see what you are shooting, and yeah, you get at least with too bright areas a little bit shown, and yeah, so you have at least the option to adjust it a little bit. Yeah, as you can see here, we have here a few zebras and here as said. So this is a very nice feature, and especially at this price point, it's normally priced around 250 euros here at Europe, and 250 and 300 euros including shipment. And for this price point, it's very nice that there is a zebra function included. Okay, I will disable it again, but here we come to the very nearly most important feature, especially with this 580 body. As you can see here on the last button, I have the zoom function. And as you can see now, it's very nice to have this function, because if I switch to the direct sensor, you can see now the full image of the 580, which is normally a 4:3 image output over a 1080 stream. But now you can see nearly the full image you're recording, and this is very nice. Look here at the histogram and the distance of the histogram to the menu and so on. It's also possible. Wait, this is the 8 zoom, which isn't that important. But if you switch back, here you can see you nearly get the whole image, as you remember the position of the histogram of the 580. And this is the problem with the Sony, also the 65, the 57, the 77 Sony SLTs, because you always get only this output, and you don't get a 16:9 clear output without the information here, and without the informations you can also show, as you can see here. And yeah, so it's very nice because as I show you it again, wait a little bit, so with the histogram again, so, and now I will enable the zoom. Watch at the histogram here. I enable the two times zoom now, and as you can see, you have at least the problem here is a little bit that you lose a little bit of the top. That's true, but you get at least the option to zoom it a little bit, and it's only a problem here with the 580, because with the 57, I think, wait a little bit, this here at the bottom isn't present anymore, because I also tested with the 57, and the image was centered then. And so yeah, it's maybe only a problem here with the 580 because only here at the bottom is this line here. But it's very nice to have such a feature because you maybe need it. Okay, I'm already at 25 minutes, sorry. So I will show you shortly the last menu. Here you can adjust the function buttons. Again, here is the 5D-II mode, the 1:1 pixel, and the 4 function buttons. And as you can see, you can choose here between many functions. Every button, for example, here the horizontal vertical delay, color bar. Okay, I don't know what the color bar is now. The screen markers I showed you, the zoom, which is actually at f4, and so on. And you can place the functions as you like, but I think it's this way it's the best because you have the peaking, false color, zebras, and the zoom, for example, for your Sony body or other body which isn't outputting 1080p, a real 16:9 image. Okay, now I will show you the second part, I will show you the hardware in detail. As always, this is only one shot, so and I am not cutting anything. So what's included? Here's a 80 centimeter HDMI cable is included, standard HDMI to mini HDMI, so it's compatible to any DSLR body I had and I used till now. For example, the GH2 uses mini HDMI, the Sony 580, 57, also the 5D Mark II I think used mini HDMI. Yeah, so you can already use it on your rig, for example, with the short HDMI cable. There's also a DC adapter included with international, with a UK and a European plug. I got it also with a European plug adapter. And the very nice point is, I will remove the Joby now. The very nice point is that, as said, this sun hood is also included, which can be closed, and so your display and your monitor is protected. As told, here is a mounting hole at the bottom and on this side, and you can flip the image. And now let's have a look at the back. As you can see here, this is the OP version, so you have the O stands for the additional HDMI output, and the P stands for the additional functions. And so if you can see, as you can see here, here's the HDMI input, standard HDMI port with internal splitter. You get also HDMI out, so you can route it through, for example, to a recorder or to a second monitor or so. Here is also the okay, here you can see the USB port, which is necessary for upgrades, but I don't think it's possible for the end user to upgrade these devices. And here you can place, for example, a battery plate like this Sony NPF battery plate. I'll try this now. Yeah, as you can see, it's very easy to place it into this hole or into this holder here. There are NPF compatible blades available. There are Canon, Nikon, Sony battery plates available. So check it out and ask for the battery plate you need. Because, for example, I ordered this one with the NPF battery plate because I'm using NPF 970 batteries. Yeah, but it's also very easy to use external batteries, as said, because you can use 6.5 to up to 24 volts. So you can use nearly every battery source I know of, and you can also use every DC adapter I know of, because, for example, every the highest I know is 20 volt for notebook from notebook SMPS adapters. And here you can also see we switch. You can switch to the normal standard source from a DC adapter or an external battery, which you plugged in here. And you can also switch to the internal battery holder here. And yeah, so it's a very nice structure, and it's very stable because of this protection here. You can also remove the sun hood, but I'm not removing it now. but it's not that hard, I think. Okay, and I said here again the speaker, we buttons for the brightness, sharpness, saturation, volume, and so on. I showed you at the beginning. The menu button, the 5D Mark II button mode button, the 1-to-1 pixel button, and the 4 function buttons I showed you, and the headphone jack. So yeah, I think I showed you everything. What do I think of this device? It's very nice built. It's quite stable, I have to say. That it's not cheap plastic. It's very stable. It has the coating like the Lenovo notebooks. So if you know them, it's very nice and stable. Although I have to say, yeah, okay, it's especially the feature set is very nice. Zebra peaking, yeah, the zoom function, the 1-to-1 pixel function. This is normally not built in a €250 device, especially not with the high resolution of 1024 by 600. So it's very nice, especially for the beginning, or if you want to have a local external monitor. But here are the cons. As said, the 1-to-1 pixel function isn't movable, the area, the peaking function isn't adjustable, the color of the peaking isn't changeable. And for example, the small HD peaking is much better, I have to say. And this is also very important, it's maybe too big to mount to your rig, and this is also the case why it's planned to sell this again. Yeah, it also, as said, it has a very nice feature set, like the HDMI out, the external battery plate, which is interchangeable. And so yeah, if you want to have really a good set of features for a very good price, and also with a very nice included accessories, then have a look at this one. By the way, at the end, or last but not least, the con I have to mention is this ball head. This is what is full made of metal and is included as standard accessory, but get another one. This one I got is really unstable, and it's only possible maximum functionality is that you use it in this position, really straight ahead on your DSLR body. If you're using it at a special angle, yeah, it's always wobbling. It's not very stable, I have to say. And I tried to fix it, so there is no wobbling and no play, and it's not really possible. So if you intend to use it on your on a small rig, get a LAN port handle, or so not handle, sorry. Get a LAN port articulating arm, or another articulating arm which is quite stable, because you're much more flexible, and this one is crap, I have to say. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this review, which is quite long, sorry for that. Yeah, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I will try to answer them as precise and as soon as possible. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to subscribe, and yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.